months, I would encourage you to go do something else, because you already know what I'm going to say, because we told you what was going to happen 2 weeks ago. Now, if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. Welcome to the preparedness game. I hope you're getting your survival ducks in a row for what is coming ahead, the hard times that are coming for all of us on the planet, whether you're in the UK or other parts of Europe, Russia, Africa, South America, California, where the water is drying up. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because we're all going to get our own little taste of SHTF in the not so distant future. Now, what is going on today? Well, today was a day of extremes. On the one hand, you have the tarmac melting in the UK. They are sweltering under record temperatures that they've never seen before. 40 degrees Celsius might not seem like a lot to some people, especially people in Iran who are enduring plus 52 today. That didn't make the news. But amber alert declared in the UK simply because their infrastructure is not built for that sort of thing. This is a temperate climate. You know, they don't see these types of extreme weather events happen too often. So they're just not accustomed to it. They don't even have a lot of air conditioners up there, apparently. So their population is not adept at dealing with that sort of thing. On the flip,
while scorching heat, buckling roads, raging fires, and hundreds dead already. An intense heat wave has gripped much of Europe. Today in the town of Nantes, France, a reading of 107.6 Fahrenheit. Temperatures touched 100 in the UK. Paris, London, and Rome inched closer to 100. Madrid was 102. It is the worst heat wave in years. And as special correspondent Malcolm Brabant reports, most of Europe cannot cope.
It's Sunday afternoon in the English Channel. We're just off Dover. We've just left. And before we got on the ship, the temperature was a very pleasant 75 degrees Fahrenheit. But we're just racing ahead of a North African weather system which is sweeping north, which is going to send temperatures in Britain this week to a record-breaking 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a red warning. Normally in Britain, people like a little bit of sunshine, but this sort of temperature could kill people.
Important. It's so important. Perhaps they think, and I'm talking about Europe, that the Russian bear is actually going to claw its way westward all the way. Perhaps they're really worried about it, and it's not just a ruse. Perhaps they really genuinely fear Russia that much that they're willing to go all the way and put themselves into economic Armageddon as a result of this, so much so that the euro is now trading below the dollar for the first time ever. That's pretty extreme, considering the euro used to be a lot more. I think it used to be like 2 to the dollar or something like that at its peak, even more than that. So this is pretty extreme.
Heat emergency declared for the first time ever in the United Kingdom. According to the UK's version of the National Weather Service, temperatures hit 100 degrees in parts of the country today, unprecedented there. The UK is not set up to withstand extreme heat. Many homes and businesses don't have air conditioning. Meteorologists predict tomorrow will be even worse, with temperatures in some areas hitting 104. That would be an all-time high for any spot anywhere in the country. At the Luton Airport in London, authorities suspended flights after the runway buckled. And a military source told our sister network Sky News the Royal Air Force stopped all flights at the largest airbase in the UK because the runway melted. Europe is also scorching. In France, meteorologists in the western part of the country calling it a heat apocalypse. According to the government, more than 30,000 people evacuated their homes as heat and wind fueled wildfires, and at least 1,700 firefighters working to put them out. Triple-digit temps and huge wildfires also raging in Portugal and Spain. According to authorities there, extreme heat has killed more than 1,000 people in the two countries in just the last week. This was the scene in northern Spain, a passenger train moving right through a massive wildfire. Would you look at the view? You can see the flames billowing on either side of the train car. A spokesperson for the company that runs it says none of the passengers was in danger. Last week, some areas in Portugal hit 117. Forecasters say they expect the heat wave to continue across Europe for several weeks.
already ratcheted up. He's the military commander of the Russian military. They've already ratcheted up the intensity of the combat, and they've said that if you follow through with this major offensive, which Ukrainians are saying is a necessity for them even going to the negotiating table, then it's game over. We're just going to launch everything at Kiev. So that means that Ukraine is potentially looking at its imminent destruction, unless we're hoping that these HIMAR and whatever other military supplies they're going to get, maybe they got some tricks up their sleeve, I don't know, for this major offensive. But I mean, how does this doesn't end well. This ends in the destruction of that country. Period, point blank.
Most people on earth worship, whether they know it or not. That behind so much religion, behind so much activity, Satan is the one who's being worshipped. He's the person. And even by some who go to church and chapel on Sunday, in reality, he's their God. For they worship the things that he offers them. They want the things of the world that he belongs to and rules over, rather than setting their mind on the things that are above, where Jesus is. And if you want this world, and if you want the things of this world, then I give you a piece of advice. Make Satan your God. If you want this world, he's a wonderful God to have, because he'll give it to you. There's only one snag. There's always a price to pay. When the bill comes in, you may not be quite so happy, but he'll give it to you.
It's pretty certain that they are going to attack Iran's nuclear facilities. I don't know if they got the green light from Washington, or if Washington gets the green light by them. Who knows, who's running who. But it appears as though this situation is about to devolve, meaning that we're going to, on top of the gas prices, as a result of this now imposed force majeure by Gazprom, you're potentially going to have the Middle East flare up in a major, major war that Iran has been preparing for a long time, okay? And this, of course, is going to drive the price of oil through the roof. It's going to go parabolic. I mean, if this actually happens.